Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm picking my June TBR. June's kind of a busy month, not like things going on in my life wise. No, that's boring. But I think I'm filming 2 reading vlogs in June. 2, that's a lot. And for those videos, I have 2 books for 1 video already planned out, so I know. And then the other one, I already know what books I'm reading because I don't really have a say in those. So I don't really have much space on my actual TBR. I only read like 6 books a month really because I'm not in a book club anymore. I'm actually reading now, so I think I'm gonna try. Okay, 3 of the books I need to read this week, or technically next week, so I'm not really counting those books. But if I can fit them, I'm gonna fit them, but I'm not really counting them because they will all be finished by the end of this week. So I am not really worried about adding those on to the video or onto my TBR, but I want to at least get the other 3 on here, or the 2 plus 1 that I'm gonna make fit, just because I'm trying to stick to my TBRs as best as I can this year. Is that going well? Not really, but I'm trying, and that's all that matters. This month I was going to try and do something more creative with picking my TBR, but I already have the next 3 months, like August, September, July, August, September. Yes, those months I already have more creative ways that I'm picking my TBR, so I'm not going to force myself to do that this time. So we're just using the TBR jar, and I don't think it really matters. Either way, the TBR is gonna get picked. You guys will get more creative ways next month. I'm really excited about the one next month. So I think I'm only gonna pick 5, just because, like I said, I already have reading vlogs planned. So I'm only gonna pick 5, maybe 6, but I think I'm gonna stick to 5. I still haven't made new prompts, so these are very old, but I feel like there's less in here than there was before because I never put the old ones back in. So maybe we'll get actual new ones this time, things we haven't seen. So oh, this one, let's see. They're falling on my lap right now. That's not fun. What does it say? What? Hello? You wanna a book with a color in the title? Guys, I know what I'm gonna pick because this one works perfectly with one of I was very conflicted as to what other book I was going to do for this video, and this really just solidifies it for me because there's nothing that works more perfectly than this. That's a lie, other things work, but I feel like this one, like I feel like this is what I was meant to choose. Okay, so the book that I've chosen is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but this is a fantasy, and it is a queer fantasy. I think it's 2 males, and it's a romantasy. But I randomly saw this at Target, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of liking what it's saying. I'm kind of intrigued. So I bought it because I've never had a problem doing that. But I'm actually really excited to read this. I have been excited to read this since I bought this. Like, I want to say, like, it was last year. I can tell you that much. This was definitely in that huge book haul that I did. So it's been a long time. I just haven't read it. And I'm definitely in a mood. I'm in every mood besides romance. So I think this will work. I think this will work. Let me read the back to you guys. It says, when 19-year-old Tycho, the king's courier, arrives in the remote village of Briarlock, he hopes to escape the demands of his new life in the royal court, where magic reigns for the first time in ages, and he doesn't expect to fall for a handsome blacksmith with a bruised heart. After years of cruelty in his father's forge, Jack never dared to dream of a better life until a magic-wielding young lord shows him an enticing alternative. But when rumors of a rebellion reach Briarlock, Jack wonders who he can trust. Jax. And if he'll even survive. Jax's best friend, Callan, doesn't trust anyone, especially not a handsome stranger with magic, which killed her parents years ago. When another royal emissary arrives seeking a co-conspirator, Callan finds herself embroiled in a plot that could lead them all to ruin. As tensions flare throughout the kingdom, it won't be long before everyone must choose a side. War is brewing, passions are building, and magic may doom or save them all. I mean, like, that sounds really good. Like, that sounds really good. So, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I wonder if this is gonna be... I hope this is not like a love triangle. I hope Callan doesn't have a crush on Jax, because I actually hate a love triangle, like, with a passion. Like, I actually don't like that at all. But I'm excited. And there's a map. Isn't that so pretty? I think it's so pretty. But this is the first book on the TBR. I'm very excited. And this works perfectly with a video that I have planned. So, 1 me, 0 TBR. Well, never mind. Ignore it. Next prompt. So far, so good. But I've only done one. This could go downhill very quickly. This one. It says, oh, a book with multiple point of views. Wait a second. I think, well, a lot of books that I have multiple point of views, but I feel like it's gonna be a romance because I feel like no other book really does like distinct multiple point of views, you know what I mean? So I feel like romance is really going to be the only one we have here. Guys, I have an idea. Because I'm actually, wait a second. The book that I have chosen is a book that I'm so very excited to read. I have wanted to read this book since I finished the first book in the series, and it's Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I loved Biting 13. I gave that book a 5 stars. Like, it was so good, and the way that the book ended, I wasn't okay, to say the least. I wasn't. So I'm so excited. This book is long. I think it's almost the same amount of pages as the first one, which is like 603 or something like that. This one is like 620, I want to say. But I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of nervous. This is the last book of Johnny and Shannon that I know of, unless I know there's one book just came out for the series, and I think another one is coming out, and that one might be Joey and Shannon again. But Johnny and Shannon. Joey is her brother. That's not a thing. Johnny and Shannon. Johnny. But as far as I know, this is their last book that's out. So hopefully we don't have heartbreak at the end like we did at the first one. The ending of that first book, emotional damage, honestly. But I'm so excited. So this is the second book for, what was the prompt? A book with multiple point of views. Let me show you that it actually has multiple point of views. Let me show you so you know I'm not lying. So you see that says Shannon. Let me find Johnny. And that says Johnny. So it's multiple point of views. I'm not lying. Okay. Third prompt. That had nothing to do with like a video I had to film, but I'm actually just really excited to read that. Oh. Pick one. Oh, this is a long one. That's kind of scary. about a book with an even odd number of pages. I tried to read it backwards. A book that ends with an odd number of pages. This should be easy. This should be easy. I could do this, but it's gonna take, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research, but I can do it. I can do it. Perfect. The book that I'm choosing is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. If you guys have not realized, I did this, the video that I'm preparing for is a video that I did last year. So I'm hoping you guys are kind of getting the hint and you guys will get a little sneaky peek as to the books that I'm reading, because this will be in that video. But The Pairing by Casey McQuiston is what I'm choosing because, one, this was the last Casey McQuiston book that I own that I have to read, and that's kind of sad because I really love her books. Red, White, and Royal Blue is one of my favorite books in the entire world, so I'm a little sad. But this book has 407 pages. Don't look at what the ending says. It will be a spoiler, I think. I actually don't know. But that's a lot of pages. What the heck? I didn't realize, like, when I was like looking at it, like I know like 400 pages is a lot for a romance book, but I didn't register in my head until I just showed you. But this is the third pick for my June TBR, and I'm so excited. Oh, I know I'm not going to read you the back of Keeping 13 because it's part of a series, but I can read you the synopsis for this book. It says, oh goodness, it's long. It says, Theo and Kit have been a lot of things: childhood best friends, crushes, lovers, and now estranged exes. After a brutal breakup on a flight to their dream European food and wine tour, they exited each other's lives. Time apart has done them good. Theo is a bartender and an inspiring sommelier with a long roster of lovers. Kit graduated as the reigning sex god of his pastry school and now bakes at one of the finest restaurants in Paris. All that remains is the unused voucher for the European tour that never happened. 4 years later, it seems like a great idea to finally take the trip solo, separately. It's not until Theo and Kit board the tour bus that they discover they've both accidentally had the same exact idea, and now they're trapped with each other for 3 weeks of the romantic sights and sensuous flavors of France, Spain, and Italy. But it'll be fine as long as they agree they're absolutely over each other. So when Theo suggests a friendly wager to see who can sleep with their hot Italian tour guide first, Kit is game. In fact, why stop there? Why not a full-on European hookup competition? But sometimes a taste of everything only makes you crave what you can't have. So this seems a little messy, but I'm here for it. So I'm excited, and I love Casey McQuiston's writing, so I have very, very, very high hopes for this book, but you guys will just have to wait for that video to see what I think. So third book of my TBR. This is going very well. This is going very well. I am happy with my picks so far. More than happy. This is the one we're gonna go with. Oh, if I can open it. Oh, okay. A book you've had for a long time. Yeah, this is why I need to make new ones, because that doesn't make sense. A book you've had for a long time. I think what I meant to write was a book I've had for a long time. Whatever. Anyways, this could literally be a lot of the books that I own, but like I said, I'm trying to get the books that I need for this video, and I think that I'm just gonna do it and spoil the books in that video for you guys, because at the end of the day, I'm just making things easier for myself, and if that means spoiling things, then I mean, oh well. The book that I'm going to choose is And They Lived by Stephen Salvatore. This was on a TBR. I don't remember what TBR it was on, but it was definitely on a TBR last year. I don't remember if it was on a TBR this year, but I feel like it might have been. And this was one of the books that I said if I don't read it by the end of this year, it's getting unhauled. And this is the perfect time to read it. It is Pride Month, and I feel like this book just I just need to read it. I've had it for a very, very long time. I've had it for at least 2 years, and I feel like it just needs to get done. It just needs to get done. So this is the book that I'm choosing. As you can see, I always get like 2 chapters in and then I stop. I don't know what the problem is. I enjoy the 2 chapters that I read. It's just that I'm just like, I don't know what my problem is. But this is the book that we're choosing. It says, budding animator Chase is a hopeless romantic eager to find a fairy tale kind of love, but he's never let himself believe he deserves it. Not when he's still figuring out himself in so many ways, grappling with the body dysmorphia that plagued his self-image through high school while trying to find his place at college and compete against his ex-best friend for an exclusive apprenticeship. But then he meets the handsome and charming poet Jag and everything changes. Their emotional and physical chemistry is visceral, a spark of lightning that makes Chase feel alive. For the first time in his life, he knows what he wants, and the insecurities that have long stood in his way start to fade. But Jack might not be ready to be who Chase needs him to be. This could be the love Chase hoped for, but only if he's willing to risk his heart. Oh, so sad. Well, not sad. It says, Stephen Salvatore, author of Can't Take That Away, offers an electric story about self-discovery, falling in love, and finding out what it means to truly live. So this is definitely a romance, but I feel like it's definitely more of a coming of age than a romance. I think this is young adult, if I'm not mistaken. From what I've read, I know that this is our main character's first year in college. Like that he's going into his first year of college, which I guess is kind of where, well, I'm kind of where I'm at in life. I'm going into my 3rd year in August. So, right? Yes. So, I mean, it's kind of where I am in life. I think I'll be able to relate to this in ways, but not like, obviously not in all the ways. But I'm excited to read this. Hopefully I'll get past chapter 2 this time. We will see. But I have to read it for a video, so I'm hoping that I will get past chapter 2. That was the 4th pick. We're on to... That was the 4th pick. We're already on to... Okay, because I got the 3 books that I needed to get, I am going to choose 2 more, I think. 2 more. Maybe 3 more, just for the fun of it. But definitely 2 more. Oh. Which one is it gonna be? Which one? This one. Oh, I see water and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. A book that has a beach or water on the cover. Can y'all see that? Yeah, a book that has a beach or water on the cover. Okay, the last time I got this, I think I ended up choosing Beach Read, and I really like that. But do I have any more books that have beaches or water on the covers? I'll have to do some looking around and see if I do, but I feel like that might be a little difficult, but let's take a look. The book I chose for this prompt is The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, because I've had this book for a very long time. It was between this and Wild Dark Shore, but I've just had this for so long, hence the yellowed pages. Yeah, so it's short and it's a thriller, and I've been in a very thrillery mood. Have I read a thriller recently? The Fury, and that was a freaking 5-star. That was so good. So maybe this will be just as good. Maybe. I actually have heard good things about this author in general, so I am excited. And I've just had this for a very long time, and this is obviously water on the cover, so you can't argue with me. So this is a 5th book, because I have I have 1 fantasy and I have 1 fantasy, 1 thriller now, and 3 romances. And we all heard me say at the beginning of this video that I am not in a romance mood. So maybe let's not get another romance. Maybe let's get like, I don't know, like a literary fiction. Maybe I would not mind another thriller. Okay, Oh, a book that ends in an even number of pages. Oh, okay. It went and then it didn't. Can y'all see that? There you go. You can see it that time, kind of. An even number of pages. So, I feel like this will also be easy. Can I? What if Wild Dark Shore ends in an even number of pages? So, I think it does. This doesn't have a page number, but this would be 200. So, I think, technically, or no, it would be 298. And then, yes, it would be 298, but then if you're counting like a note on setting, it ends on 300. Y'all see that? So I think this counts. And then if you count the acknowledgements, it ends on 302, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and count this. I'm gonna go ahead and count this and say yes to Wild Dark Shore because it's 298 pages. And that is an even number. 8 is an even number. So I'm gonna put this on here. I am so excited to read this book ever since. First of all, let me tell you, because this was on March, like the March book of the month, and I skipped that month because I was like, I'm not interested in any of those books. And then I think I don't think it was Destiny Sidwell. She talked about this book and she really liked it, and I'm like, well, maybe like maybe. So then I got it because she was talking so highly of it. So I'm like, if I'm one thing, it's easily influenced. So I got it, and now I'm really excited to read this. So this is the 6th book on my TBR. I think we just choose another one just for fun. Actually, no, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna stick with the 6 on here. Oh my gosh, guys, I didn't read you The Soulmate and Wild Dark Shore. Let me read those to you really quick so you guys know what it is that I'll be reading, because these won't be in reading vlogs, I don't think. So let me give you guys the synopsis. For The Soulmate, it says, picture a lovely cottage on a cliff with sloping lawns, walking past and beautiful flowers. It's Gabe and Pippa Wright's dream home in a sleepy coastal town. But their perfect house hides something sinister. The tall cliffs have become a popular spot for people to end their lives. Over the past several months, Gabe comes to their rescue, literally taking them off the ledge. Until one day, he doesn't. When Pippa discovers Gabe knew the victim, the questions spiral. Did the victim jump? Was she pushed? And would Gabe, the love of Pippa's life, her soulmate, lie? As the perfect facade of their marriage begins to crack, the deepest and darkest secrets begin to unravel. Because sometimes the most convincing lies are the ones we tell ourselves. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so there. I am so there. So, very excited about this. I love a thriller. Thriller is, for a long time, thriller was my favorite genre. Thriller and horror are my favorite type of movies. So, for a long time, it was my favorite type of book genre. And then I just got really into romance. But I think I'm slowly, I'm going back to my roots, guys. I'm going back to my roots. Don't you even worry. I'm going back to my roots. And I think thriller is slowly inching its way back up to the spot where it needs to be. I think it is. But Wild Dark Shore, let me read you the synopsis for this book. Can we talk about the cover though? Can we talk about this? Beautiful. Beautiful. But anyway, Wild Dark Shore. Dominic Saul and his 3 children are caretakers of Shearwater, a tiny island not far from Antarctica. Home to the world's largest seed bag, Shearwater was once full of researchers, but with the sea levels rising, the Sauls are now its final inhabitants. Well, that's a little scary. Until during the worst storm the island has ever seen, a woman mysteriously washes ashore. Isolation has taken its toll on the Sauls, but as they nurse the woman, Rowan, back to strength, it begins to feel like she might just be what they need. Rowan, long accustomed to protecting herself, starts imagining a future where she could belong to someone again. But Rowan isn't telling the whole truth about why she set out for Shearwater, and when she discovers sabotaged radios and a freshly dug grave, she realizes Dominic is keeping his own secrets As the storms on sheer water gather force, they must all decide if they can trust one another enough to protect the precious seeds in their care before it's too late, and if they can finally put the tragedies of the past behind them to create something new together. A novel of breathtaking twists, dizzying beauty, and ferocious love, Wild Dark Shore is about the impossible choices we make to protect the people we love, even as the world around us disappears. Okay, so what I said before about thinking this was like a literary fiction, no, this is very much a thriller. This is very much a thriller, and I'm very much sat for it. Yes, yes. I think, yeah. This is giving, actually I can't say that because I feel like it's a spoiler for another book that I was about to name. And we know I don't do that over here. So this, I'm really excited to read this. I feel like, yeah, I'm so excited. So those are the 6 books that I'm going to hopefully be reading in the month of June. I am honestly so excited about all of the books that I have chosen, which is like, honestly, that never really happens. That never happens. I'm never excited about every single book that I pick. Like, I feel like there's always one book that I'm kind of just like, ugh, about. But this TBR, like, I'm excited. Let me show you all the books. Oh, they're heavy. They're like a lot of hardcovers, but I'm so excited. Isn't this just like a beautiful stack? It's so good. I'm so excited. 3 of these books you will see in videos, and then the other 3 you will hear about in August, right? No, you will hear about them in July. So stay tuned for that. These are the books that I'm reading this month, and if you guys have read any of these books, let me know how you feel about them and which ones I should kind of prioritize. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.